Hello and welcome to Downstream. I'm Ash Sarkar and today I'm going to be talking to China Miéville, author of A Spectre, Haunting, a new book on the Communist Manifesto, and also the brain behind The City in the City, Embassy Town, Perdido Street Station. We're going to talk about sadism, communism, and longing for something better than what we've got. Hope you enjoy. Welcome, China, to the Novara studio. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much for having me.
We're here to talk about your new book, A Spectre Haunting, but I have a feeling that we are going to range a little bit outside of that terrain as well. But to kick us off, could you maybe tell us what communism is?
Oh, how long do we have? I mean, the book starts quite early on saying this is highly contested, so it would be ridiculous to say, well, here's the definition and now we all agree. But I think, broadly speaking, highly contested, including among its advocates, obviously. But I suppose...
No one fights like the left.
Yeah, well, quite. But I think, at a very, very base level, I suppose, for me, what it is about is grassroots democratic management of society and production, that therefore, as part of that, prioritizes human need over profit. And if you want nothing else, that, I suppose, would be my very baseline.
Why is it that every time you talk about being a communist, I'm not just talking about you, I'm talking about the kind of, grander you're made to feel like a dog that has defecated on a prized family rug?
Yeah. Well, you're very used to this, being one of the poster children for being a communist publicly. I mean, we can make jokes about it, but it is actually really depressing because I would be tempted to say that there's two baseline answers. For years, one of the key answers was Stalinism and the situation of Stalinism. And that, I think, was a real issue and something to be taken seriously. And of course, the right wing always essentially acted as if the left wasn't engaging with this issue, which was bad faith bullshit. But it was nonetheless, when you have this enormous global power that is saying we are communists and that is doing things that most of us would not be supporting, and that I think has nothing to do with democratic grassroots management of production and society, then it's not surprising, to be generous, that people are immediately anxious about the term. Now, what's interesting to me now is that in the decades since the collapse of official communism, if you like, among a lot of people, and I do think this is not quite as bad as it used to be, but nonetheless, among a lot of people, one still has a lot of that kind of knee-jerk thing. And I don't quite know why it is. And I think part of it is, I think it's a conglomeration of various things. I think it's the kind of effects of, what Mark Fisher called capitalist realism, and this sense that, even if that would be lovely, it's just prima facie ridiculous. Why are we even talking about it? And then on the kind of, as you go further right, it would be nice to think that people are so dismissive about it because it's a threat. Actually, I think a lot of people are dismissive about it because it's just, as I say, prima facie absurd. And one of the things that's depressing about that to me is the lack of intellectual curiosity, if nothing else. People think that I'm saying this as a provocation. Totally sincerely, I would relish a good faith, serious debate with an interested right-wing interlocutor, a conservative who's taking these ideas seriously, taking ideas tout court seriously. But I think it's a combination nowadays of many, many years of accreted political attacks because we live in a right-wing culture, which obviously has a kind of has an instrumentalism for the ruling elite, but also just a kind of complete degradation of kind of political culture where a lot of people who should know better are just not even interested in this in the abstract. So I find that lack of curiosity really depressing.